Tom, unfortunate result for us this afternoon. What are your thoughts after that one?
It's frustrating, and obviously I understand frustrations for people who lose football matches. It's emotional to them. Sometimes they'll say one or two things they might regret in the morning, they might not, but one or two of our players have heard one or two things that were possibly a little bit harsh to the group, I feel, because that's the first game we've lost, I think, since 2.5 months-ish.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, you know, like I say, I understand frustration, and I don't like losing football matches. I don't like losing tiddlywink games, but it's part of the game, and it's been a long while since we've tasted that. So it's frustrating because I actually genuinely believe the first half, our approach play through the pitch to the final 25 yards was excellent, but the front end of the pitch didn't function. We didn't make the right choices. We didn't execute the right pass or cross or whatever it was, or shot at goal, and that's made us look a little bit toothless. And they've countered us twice, and and they've scored 2 goals. Second half, I thought they were a better team, and they didn't score a goal. So therein lies football, and that's why we don't master it ever.
Yeah, it seemed a bit like Eastleigh were a bit more clinical maybe today, and a lot of pace on their counter attack, which hurt us.
Yeah,
in the end,
the two lads that started for them, that is their ultimate, selling point. They're rapidly quick, and that's what scored. I mean, let's not forget we threw the ball from our hands to their player, who put them away for the first goal. So that's in our hands, and the person who's done that needs to take take the medicine for that. But we're not wanting to point fingers at individuals. It's a collective thing. I just felt, and sometimes I'll go in half time and really let rip because I think things aren't going particularly great in the structure of the team. But today, if you were here and you watched this game, we were the team in control of the game, but they were 2-0 up at half time, and that's really difficult to take as management and supporters, and I completely understand the frustration. But they stayed with us, and we're really appreciative of everybody who comes down the M3, and we'll be looking as quickly as we can to have a reaction to that defeat.
Well, yeah, as you've touched on there, it's very tough to come back into the game at 2-0 down, especially perhaps when you think you've got the balance of play, because certainly for the first 30 minutes we were probably on top, weren't we?
Yeah, I think that until they got their goal, I thought there was only one team going to score, but they hit us on the break, very clinical in their movement. There was only 2 passes and then 1 pass into our box, and they've scored. So, but we had about 7 or 8 of them opportunities at the other end and didn't make the better final pass or the cross or the finish. So, you've got to take that on the chin as a group, not just the people who done it or the people who were on the pitch behind that. They done their bit. It was just the front end of the pitch didn't function well this afternoon, and that hasn't happened too often in the 60 odd games I've been in charge. We tend to score a goal or 2, and I was absolutely confident at half time that I thought we could. So that's been my biggest disappointment. We've been a little bit toothless this afternoon after a really, really good week of training. And it's been exciting. I'm thinking, we've not had a game for a couple of weeks, and the lads give me what I thought they'd give me in the first half without the icing on the cake.
We saw James Henry come off in the first half again. Was that kind of similar to how we saw it last time?
Different injury, but a similar thing. Obviously, James knows his body better than anybody, and I think it's no coincidence that the guy he was playing in and around in the first half was probably the most influential player for them, in that his longer passing from the back forward was putting us on our back foot. But James said he started feeling something in his calf, and I think it's always better if it's a muscular injury. We don't know how bad it is, but to get him off as quickly as we can, because we don't want to do the damage anymore. We've got enough poor injuries as it is.
Well, again, you touched on it a bit, but that's our first defeat this year, this calendar year. So, what happens now to try and make sure we get on another good unbeaten run?
Well, I've just said to the lads in there, listen, my thinking doesn't change. My thinking of the players as individuals, as a group, and our intention as a staff and club from a footballing point of view doesn't change. We've got to try and improve the players, improve the results, improve our position in league. I mean, that's very difficult to do on what we did last season, but we're firing on four fronts at the moment with 3 cup competitions and the league, but ultimately the league is the bread and butter, and we need a reaction. Most games we've had a negative result since we've come to the club. If we've lost 1 or possibly 2, we've always had a really good reaction. Like you said, the lads haven't been used to losing, so I know it will have hurt them. So I want a positive reaction, firstly on Monday morning in training, but then obviously Tuesday night over at Roots Hall.